Hello, welcome back to my channel. I was on, I did not stream on Friday, and on weekends I won't be streaming mostly, probably some collaboration. So on this weekend I had guests over, so couldn't do the stream. Today I continue. So hopefully my setup is better this time. I'm not struggling much and I am live. Let me confirm that as well. Yes, I am live. In today's stream, we are going to try and do some testing. Before that, let me just give the overview of the project that we are working on. I think LaraconIn Connect, I think everyone is aware of what project is, those who are following. Yes, so I will share this. So we are taking a look at my project in GitHub. What are tasks I had planned to do this stream. So here we have so these two tasks are obsolete now because we can't upgrade Flux because it is dependent on Livewire. So what we had done is we had reverted everything. So when we reverted everything, automatically the fresh version started working on the Laravel cloud because we played the game already in the 2024 2025 Laracon India conference. So this is already working. So in the previous stream, that is on Thursday, we fixed a local importer issue. To give you a summary, so over here GitHub Laracon Connect. So in the commit, I am just going through the last commit. So we had to fix the importer. We have done this. We used a custom auth guard. We created a middleware for the job. So okay, I'm sorry. So context, what went wrong was we the queue job was not getting processed successfully because it was the importer that Filament has. It uses the default auth guard. Whatever we set in the auth guard as a default, it uses that. Now because we are using two auth guards and the default one was the non-standard one, which we didn't want to use. So that's why we had to introduce our own job middleware, which is this one, and then injected that into the attendee importer. To import the attendee, we added this job middleware. So this parent, it returns an array, so we simply merged it, and we wanted to actually override that. Instead of the default one, which was the attendees guard, we used the web one. So this is how we solved the issue. Then after that, we closed the stream, and just today I verified, just before the stream I verified that now even on cloud the importer is working fine. So deploy cloud. So I verified that this is working fine. Main visit, and I will directly access. the admin panel. Attendees. So the attendee that we see here, it was imported from the CSV file. So this is working now. So I skipped all, I have closed all those tasks. Where was I? I will close all of these things. Yep. So all these are done. Now the next is introduce test. So I have written some unit test sometimes back, and in Python also I have written, so I understand how to write test. But with the Livewire I will be writing the test for the first time, so please bear with me. I'll go a bit slow. I'll be learning, I'll be going through the documentation, and it will be time consuming. So I understand if you can't stick around. Probably I will trim this video and then upload it in my free time. So yeah, today we are going to try and write some test. So for that we need to open the project on my local machine, which is this one, and we need a terminal. Okay, let's do this. And let's open the doc as well. Livewire documentation and the testing. Creating your first test by appending the test /test while creating a component. Okay, this is helpful for, in my case I have already created a component, so this won't help. That's fine. I will create one manually. Let's do that right now. So I will also explain the structure a bit. Yeah. So currently the Livewire, there is, as you can see, there is not much of component over here. All our components are folio based. So here, when I say folio, meaning all of my components will be inside here and also here. So this is Livewire this is volt based. Sorry, I always get confused. So the folio based components are over here, which is like we don't have to write any routes. So if you look at the routes web, you don't have, apart from this the email login verification, I think nothing else there is in the route. Rest everything is over here. So the route, if we add a file over here, it will start accepting that route. So for example, this how to I will open this and Laracon and how to. This should work because we are using folio. How to here. Now this component, because this is only a read only, like static file, I have just added that over here, and some values are coming from the config file. Then we have index. Index also is it doesn't have its own logic, but it has a component. It is a parent for all other components. This index, home, is a place where only a leaderboard is displayed. So this is the first page without the login home. So if I don't log in, this is what home is displayed, a leaderboard. If there are players are listed and they can log in if they want. So login, how to. Then we covered this and player. This is the player list. After login, there is where every player can list other players. So this is also behind auth attendees. This is behind a middleware. So if I directly access players, this won't work. It will redirect back to the home. I'll do that again. Players, no, won't work. All right. Now let's start to the basic testing. I want to learn testing, so let's do the testing of a very basic smallest component that we have as of now. So as we know, this is the big component. It has many child components. So let me take a look at what is the smallest component that we can test, so that we know that we are heading towards something, like towards a bigger thing. This is activity component. So anything starting with Livewire will be a Livewire component. So there is a my score. This seems small enough. Then a leaderboard. Then boost component, pull down component. These two components are pretty same. Secret code component, resign component should be similar to boost and pull down, and activities component. So activities component, there is no logic as such inside activities. It is only a plain listing. So I think, yeah, it doesn't make much sense as of now. But yeah, even the my score, I think, is that only. Let me just check. My score is also, yeah, there is no modification. I set user data. Yes, so this is a, yeah, this is a banner that we see on top. After logging in, above leaderboard, we should see this my score. What is my current score, my name, avatar, which is not supported as of now, but initials are displayed. Then is shielded, whether I am shielded or not. Let's see, we can start testing this. I think it's fine. It's a plain thing. So based on my current data, I need to test these things. Okay, let's do the basic thing, because even this has 4 properties. I can say 4 properties. So let's start testing one by one. And also I need to figure it out how to log in into the Livewire system. So because we are behind the login interface, so we'll have to also check that. Let's do that. If you would like to create a pest PHP test, you may provide pest option to the make Livewire command, or even use Livewire testing utilities inside any other existing PHP unit test. Yeah, I have done bit of testing in Laravel, very minor. Testing page contains the component. The simplest Livewire test you can write is asserting that a given endpoint in your application includes a successful renders a given line Livewire component. Assert C Livewire method. This is good starting point. Let's do that. These are called smoke tests, are broad tests that ensure that there are no catastrophic problems in your application. Although it may seem like a test that isn't worth writing pound for pound, these are some of the most valuable tests you can write, as they require very little maintenance and provide you base level of confidence that your application will render successfully with no major error. Okay, let's do the smoke test. We want to create a new file. I think it's better if we create a class from here, test, and this is a, what do we call, so this is, I think, a unit test. Create new PHP class, my score test, and does it extend anything? Test case, test case, extends test case. Okay, my score test extends test case. So here all these are anonymous components, so I hope the class name doesn't matter much. Public. Okay, now this is interesting. I will have to go to Volt to do the testing. Okay, testing components, anonymous components, I think, yeah. Volt test counter. You may invoke volt test method providing the name of the component. Okay, assert C. So there is there is some minor difference. Although Volt is built on top of Livewire, but the way the Volt component is written then is bit different than the Livewire components, and that's why we will have to take a look at. We are taking a look at the Volt, how the Volt testing components are written. So I think the base will be same, like only like the contents of the test file will be same, but how to initialize it, etc., etc., only those things will be different, is what my understanding is. So let's see if there is any other thing mentioned. See, even over here in the whole Volt package, this is the only section that they have mentioned. So my understanding is everything else of Livewire test should work in this, and also of course even the Laravel test, everything should work for this Volt. So this is just a small snippet to get started for Volt, to test Volt components. So ours is Volt. So this structure won't work apparently, and is there a I don't see a option to call. Let's try that. Directly a pest option is given. So is there a PHP unit? No. So this documentation doesn't mention PHP unit at all, but I think it will still work. Let me try. So public function test renders my score component, then Volt test my score, assert C my score. Okay, this is autocomplete, but let me just confirm that. Volt test my score is my component name, which is this, which is correct. Assert C, let's 0 call increment assert C. Okay, so we can call it also like this. Okay, interesting. So my score, what do we want to take a look at? One static your LaraCoins, let's say your LaraCoins, and we want to first let's do this basic tests. Does it work? Hard PHP composer test, composer run test, I think, or just test. Test is not defined. No. Okay, composer JSON. Where is the scripts? How do they do the testing? How does Josh does the testing? Test. This doesn't mention the test. Interesting. Does the solo have test? I did not check that. So hard composer run dev test. Okay, I see a test over here. PHP artisan test. Start. But let me take a look at the logs. Test color always, but I need to see the, I see the my score getting executed, but it P start P. Okay, this is, forget this for now. I will quit this and hard PHP artisan test. This is what it was running, so this should directly work for us. Good. Okay, everything failed. Test feature profile test. Profile page is displayed. Profile. Okay, this I think is no longer valid for us. Example test also won't be valid. I am interested in score. So can I run this individually? My score test file. Okay, I have to provide a test file. Okay, now I am able to run only a specific test. Renders my score component. Session store not set. Okay, yeah, this is the basic thing which I was talking about, that I am not aware. I will have to read the Laravel documentation for same. So let me do that. How to Laravel test login, and for that I will also need a dummy user, which I think I have. This should be part of the doc itself. HTTP getting started, the session one, environment. Yes. Login test. How to So I know there is auth login method. Probably I can do directly auth login, so session is created. That I can do, but let me do one thing. I think that let me do one simple test again. My score. So instead of my score, how to test, let's create a new file, test render how to test, and here it will be how to. Let me just confirm pages how to, but the I believe component is name is how to. Okay, yes, name is how to. So how to test, assert value is how to play, how to play, how to test. So let's do how to test. Renders, oh my renders how to test component. Multiple root elements detected for component how to. Okay, just how to. This is returning only one div is what I know. No, I'm not sure why it is saying that multiple root elements detected. Let me comment this out. The whole directory is required to use anonymous components in folio pages. Yeah, all right. Pages how to. I see only one. Why is it complaining the two? Warn against more than one root element component. HTML get root element count. HTML body count plus plus. So script tags are allowed, of course, but apart from script tag nothing else is allowed. So child, yeah, dump. I have solo installed, so going bit off track. Solo dump. Yes, but how to? Okay, it will directly pick, I think. Okay, dump child, and let me start that. I think, do I need to start it? Hard composer undev and dumps start. It will start listening, and now if I run the test, yes, Give me a moment. Run the test. The dump. I want to take a look at the dump. So this one. The dump does work. So I see there are two DOM element, DOM text. Text content, tag name, class name, ID. Can I see the plain HTML? Okay, there are many in fact. How come? Tom child. Okay, need my bad. We only need this child. Clear, and we run it again, and we take a look at the dump. The dump did not work. Start, and we run it again. Did the dump work? Okay. I want to. The scrolling is still not good, I would say, in solo, but yeah, that's fine. It does still list down multiple child. Interesting. Div, and I also need child. Is there something called node value? Let's see. There is something. What is this /n? The whole div contains this one. I don't know. So this we failed. Need to think more. We do the score test, volt test, my score, assert C, your LaraCoins, my score. My score I only have no, sorry. Yes, how to test, volt test, how to, assert C, how to play, basic. I'll close this, close this, close this. I think how to play, how to test, how to play here. So this we are only checking if we load this component, we should see this. Let me go through the doc again. getting started. That's fine. Yeah, for now this is not important. Okay, when we ran test, I think our database got cleared, I think. Yeah, it got cleared. So PHP unit XML, the DB queue connection is sync, database connection is yes, it should be memory, and it should be SQLite. That's all right. So when let's do PHP artisan migrate fresh seed, and let's also do class development seeder. Okay, this will create, this has created the two users, some attendees to look at. Okay, so now this should work now, and also this error should go away. This should ideally go away. Doesn't? Okay, some other issue then. Okay, let's not important for now. White logs, not important. Let's take a look at, yes, increments the counter. It increments the counter, and we are loading the counter here, assert C. So yeah, so this is the basic. It doesn't have any logic, so it should render the volt test counter, should render the counter HTML content. We should see assert C 0, and once the call increment is in action, so it basically calls the method increment, and we then see that the component should render 1. This is what I have understood. Now in my case, I am only doing these two things and things are failing, and the surprising part is why this error message this error message is what I wanted to show. Hold a second, yeah, so this error message, exactly this one, multiple root. So if it had multiple HTML element per component, then the problem should have been also at while running the application. Here it's not like that. We are first writing the test and writing then a component. Then I could have understood, but this application is already working fine. So Laracon connect test, Laracon connect test. So if I log in with this, mail pit is working. Yeah, I have logged in. this is my score. This component that we are looking at is my score. It should give us your LaraCoins, but we are testing this page how to, which is not even behind the login. So this how to should work directly, and yet it is not working. If this was the case, where am I? If this was the case, then even this shouldn't have worked according to me. So I'm not sure what wrong I am doing it over here, so that the basic test also is not working. It's 10:47, 45 minutes already. I think, yeah, it's okay if we don't achieve anything in the stream. So, but at least we know that the tests are working differently than what we see in the browser. So probably I will do some research behind the scene, and we'll see if we can continue writing test in the next stream. Yep. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining, and see